the Mental Health Hour on Love Bay Afrobeat Music and Talk Radio. I'm your host, Felicia Fischhoff, registered psychotherapist, founder of Rooted in Resilience Psychotherapy and Wellness, and I am so glad you're joining us tonight. This is the Insight Hour, where we slow things down just enough to reflect, ask better questions, and talk honestly about what it really takes to live, lead, and show up well. Tonight's conversation is titled Emotional Capacity is a Business Asset, because so many high performing leaders and professionals have been taught that success means pushing harder, carrying more, and staying composed at all costs, even when it's quietly draining them. I'm honored to be joined by Josette Miss J. Wholeness. Come on, a leadership and business strategist with over 30 years of coaching experience across the social, human, community, and business sectors. Guided by her proprietary drip philosophy, drive, resilience, innovation, and progression, Miss J helps high performers evolve who they are while strengthening what they build. She's certified in leadership, business management, executive, life, and athletic coaching, and is known for translating complexity into clarity, helping leaders design systems that support sustainability without burnout. She's also the founder of Empire by Design, a leadership ecosystem where entrepreneurs and CEOs align identity, structure, and vision with their values. Before we dive in tonight, a gentle reminder that this show is for education, reflection, and community conversation. It is not therapy, nor a substitute for mental health treatment or professional advice. If something comes up for you while listening, we encourage you to seek out support from a qualified mental health professional. So, whether you're building a team, building a business, holding up a household, or quietly caring a lot, this conversation is for you tonight. So, guess what? The chat is open, and stay with us tonight. Miss J, how you doing, girl?
Hey, hey, hey. Hey, how are ya?
Hey, I'm doing
Hey,
well, girl. Yeah.
throw 'em up. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
So, for those who do not know, Miss J is the host of Business Weekly right here on Love Bay. Why don't you tell them a little bit about your show, Miss J?
Oh, I love the evolution of the show. Actually, it started off in more coaching style content and
Mm,
leadership and the journey, but
yeah.
I've been honored to elevate the show to more of an
Yeah.
executive lens where we're looking into
Mhm.
markets, we're talking economics, just some of the
Yes.
good stuff. Like I think
Mm.
you could get so stuck doing what you love to do, but I
Yep.
love talking business, right? I love
Oh
talking
my gosh.
anything that
Oh my
comes with business.
goodness.
So yes, so I encourage those who are looking through the business from an executive lens, who are looking to talk about markets, bringing on
Yes.
amazing guests who are just throwing insights at us and dropping gems.
Mm.
So, yes, that's what it has evolved to for 2026. New grind, new era.
Ye-
Let's fly.
Woo! New grind, new era. Did you hear that, Love Bay family?
Clock it and
Hey! Well,
yes.
girl, this has been a long time coming, right? From the time
Mhm.
that our lives crossed paths, you're like, we got to just be on each other's show. So tonight, it is all about you right here on the Mental Health Hour. And, I usually love to start these conversations by asking, why does the Love Bay family need to be talking about emotional capacity as a business asset tonight?
Oh my goodness, when we talk about leadership,
Mm,
let's not just default to strategy, vision, and execution. And I'm big on that. I mean, if there's one thing
yes.
that I'm always is like,
Mm-hmm.
this is the
Mm-hmm.
thing that we get, right? But why it's important when we talk about sustaining leaders long term, that's where really and truthfully the emotional piece comes in, right? Because it's not
Yes.
about what they know, it's what they can hold. And the
Yes.
bigger you grow your empire, the more you're holding. So it's
Absolutely.
important that, all of us as hosts who are founders of our own companies,
Mm-hmm.
and we know what weight Love Bay takes on just to host the many international shows across the globe.
We love you, Love Bay family.
Love you.
Woo!
We are
Yeah.
family. I get to come on this show and be silly because on my show I have to be like, whoa,
Only
is
there's
this
no seriousness. Okay, maybe sometimes you're a little bit
a little
serious,
bit,
but
a little bit,
a
a little
little
bit,
bit,
a little
depending on
bit.
what we're talking about. But
That's it.
we love it. We love it.
100%, 100%. And that's exactly what, I'm excited about this topic because emotional capacity really determines a few things. It determines
Yes.
how leaders respond under pressure. It's going to how they make
Mm-hmm.
decisions, and most importantly, how they lead people through complexity. And so,
Mm-hmm.
we talk about emotional regulation, we talk about emotional intelligence, and sometimes that's just connected to how we feel and how we're dealing with things. But I really push it from the business perspective, right? Hey,
Absolutely.
hey, hey, sweet.
Hey.
My crew be my crew be clocking it each and every time. Yes,
Okay. All right.
that's the building.
Yes.
Yes, right. So,
Absolutely.
at the end of the day, you're looking in
Yeah.
terms of emotional capacity, you're looking to scale leadership. If it's internal, and
Mm.
if your internal capacity hasn't scaled, then it hurts you with your responsibilities.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Even before we jump into what it even looks like to have the emotional capacity to scale a business, right?
Mhm.
Like, let's talk about, what it even takes to, in like the early steps of building a business. Like, what have you noticed that, leaders need to carry within themselves to be able to be successful at running a business?
Oh my goodness. Can we say drip? Okay, girl, I
Ooh,
gotta fix this here because I feel like
okay.
it's covering all of me. There it is.
All
Yes. Can
right.
we say drip? Yes.
Yes,
So yeah,
drip.
that's the first thing it takes. A vision takes drive. It takes
Mm,
drive because you have to get up every day and nurture this thing, whether you
mhm.
want to or not, or else it doesn't grow. It
Yeah.
takes resilience because you're
Mhm.
going to, and I'm going to replace the word fail. You're going to be challenged in your knowledge
Yeah.
capacity every single day. Like,
Mhm.
I can tell you how much times I've told everybody I don't like doing social media. If it's the only thing I outsourced, it would be that. But
Yes.
I also learned how to be resilient with it because I understood that until my message was clear and people understood the vision, I'm the only person that could speak to it. So I had to
Absolutely.
just kind of suck it up and get it done, which led to innovation. I found ways, honey. Me and AI,
Mhm.
we are friends. We are
Yes.
besties. We are
Yes. Okay.
and so 100%. We are there. And that
Yes.
innovation really helped because it gave me the ability to, not just think about how to evolve coaching to the place of high performance, but more importantly, how to evolve the belief systems around your business, your operations, your systems, and your strategies. Right.
Mhm.
Last but not least, it led to progression.
Mhm.
I've been now, I'm going to say in 4 days, it will be 3 years full time running
Wow.
my empire, and
Yes.
it has grown immensely and so many
Mhm.
great pivots. And so when you think about starting a concept, it's exciting,
Mhm.
really exciting,
Absolutely.
right?
Absolutely.
But to put it into place, it takes
Mhm.
strategic planning, it takes visioning, it takes some deep work to get yourself to a place where you're ready to kind of give it all.
Absolutely. So, what
Mhm.
would you say is the difference between challenging your mindset and having the emotional capacity to be able to build your empire?
Well, mindset is a very powerful thing. And if we don't understand how to shift it from the negative to the positive, you run the risk of forever self sabotaging.
Mm, girl, you better talk about that word, self
Mm.
sabotage.
Did I tell the truth? Or did I tell the truth? Okay.
Okay. All
What
right.
is the giving stays? It stays just what the giving. Um,
Mm,
but yes, the mindset is something that it comes from a place of understanding. Hey, what up, Alexandra? Yes,
yay.
it comes from a place of understanding that believing you can
Yes.
and believing you can't are both right.
All
I'm gonna
right.
say,
Break it
I'm gonna
down. Break it down
repeat
for the
that now.
family. Break it
Believe,
down.
Come on, break that down. Let's break that down. Let me get a little sip of that jab.
Yes, yes,
Mm.
please.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I gotta be up for this. Believing you can, they say a clock is right twice a day,
Mm.
right? There's
Mm-hmm.
people who say I can't do it, and I say, you know what, I thoroughly believe you. Before in early coaching, it was no, you got this, you did. But I realized it was like talking to a brick wall and expecting a different result. And as I
Mm-hmm.
evolved in my coaching, I recognized that people, they believe what they believe, and at the end of the day, if they believe they can't do it, they won't. And if they believe they
Mm-hmm.
can do it, they will. So
Mm-hmm.
mindset is very powerful. It's not just the way you think of things, it's your belief systems. It's the
Mm-hmm.
things that you say to yourself, I can do or I can't do. So when
Mm-hmm.
we're looking at how it challenges a person, it
Yes.
challenges you to think about
Mm.
what you're saying to yourself and what you're manifesting out of your mouth every single
Yes.
day that you're building
Yes.
your dream. And
Absolutely.
right, and if you
Yeah.
get to that place where you can shift the mindset to a place where you understand how to achieve the dream,
Mm-hmm.
then you recognize what work you're going to have to put in, what knowledge you're
Mm.
going to have to learn, and what capacity you're going to have.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, do you have a like an example of a time when someone changed their mindset and you saw them like just kill it, just jump over walls after they were
Oh,
able to get into
yeah.
that shift?
Daily basis. I think
Mm.
that's one thing I love about coaching. It's tiring as hell. And you would know this, right? You're a therapist, so we know if you're
Oh,
listening to
yes.
somebody for hours on end, people.
But
But
we
I
know,
can
we love it though. We love
Oh,
it.
girl, we wake up for it. We wake up for it. Let us talk the truth and let us read our
Yes.
Bible. We wake
Yes.
up for this, right? And I
Yeah.
love waking up for it because it gives me the ability to help, but more importantly, strengthen who I am to be
Yeah.
better at what I do, right?
100%.
So to the example, I have several examples of where we're talking and over time I just say, are you listening to yourself? And I said, okay, well, we're going to do what we call an excuse test. Every
Mm-hmm.
time you give me an excuse, I'm like, okay, great excuse. What's next? Give me another one. And over time, the person started recognizing it was an excuse before it left their mouth. And so I'll never forget one of my clients, she would put herself down on every, like, there was always a but, a however, a therefore.
Yes.
It was always like, she could say, yes, I climbed the mountain, but
Mm-hmm.
I died
Mm-hmm.
95 times and I couldn't, it was cold and it was, and once I got her
Yeah.
aware of how much excuses she makes for not
Yeah.
progressing,
Mm-hmm.
she started catching it on her own. And then she would
Mm-hmm.
stop dead sentence until it
Yeah.
became, she wouldn't say it. She would be like, "No, I can't say that. That's an excuse. Hold on." And she would try to find a rationale until she recognized they were
Abs-
all excuses.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And
Mm-hmm.
once she shifted, sky was the limit. Her
100%.
business grew. Like I'm talking grew. It just boom to the
Yeah.
point where instead of our sessions being around the mindset, it became around the systems, the strategies, the operation.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Absolutely. Yes. I know that especially in the early business stages, right? You see your business as this little baby that you just want to rock and stroke.
Hmm.
And, sometimes, especially like, we're both moms, and when we take home our first baby, especially the first one,
Right?
you know, and you're like, oh my gosh, I am responsible for this little human who's looking at me looking, when you feed him me next woman, you
Right?
know? And there's just some days that a baby will just cry for the sake of crying. You fed
Hmm.
them, you
Yeah.
change them, you burp them, you rock them, and they'll look in your face and they'll just cry.
For the hell of it.
Right. And I remember with my firstborn, I was
Hmm.
like, I would cry too. I'd be like, oh my gosh, I don't know what I'm doing. Right. And I find that when with business, especially in the early stages, when our business is doing well, like we're seeing some money flow into the bank account, we're like, oh, we got 3 clients. Yes, we did it.
Winning.
Winning. Right. And then when the first expense hits,
Boom.
boom, you're like, your mood drops, that emotional capacity starts to fluctuate, the mindset starts
Mhm.
to shift. So
Yeah.
what would you suggest for business owners that are in, that early stage, and they're finding that their emotions and even that inner critic, because what I hear you talking about is that inner critic voice that is so loud and is telling us that we can't do it, that we don't have what it takes, and we're actually repeating what it's saying. So what would you
Mhm.
say to business owners that are experiencing this?
Stop.
Just so simple, so dry like that. Stop. All right, okay. We have too much fun when we're together, Miss J.
Right? This is stop. Like, I mean, African proverb said this. A wise African man said this,
All
and
right.
to this day, I use it for myself.
Please tell
The
us.
young girl said, "How do you know when to get rid of toxic friends?"
Hmm.
And he looked at her and said, "How much poison will you drink before you realize you will die?" Can we get a mic drop moment here? Because
What?
that was a mic drop, okay?
Okay.
And it
Okay.
was just that simple. And that stuck with me so strongly because
Mm,
we give ourselves every reason to not stop,
mm,
right? We eat too much, we're gaining the weight, we can't fit into clothes, but we won't stop eating. We won't stop
mm,
eating the wrong things. We justify it, we rationalize it, right? We
mm,
are supposedly broke and we need to pay XYZ bills, but we won't stop shopping, retail,
mm.
or going and eating out every 5 minutes or running to the drive through.
You need to time it the people today, Miss J.
Stop. That's when I said the one word. Stop.
No, before you continue, I want to say that you are listening to the Mental Health Hour on Love Bay Afrobeat Music and Talk Radio. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, and download our apps from the Apple App Store or Google Play, or visit our website to donate. Your support helps us to continue serving our community at www.lovebay-afrobeatmusicradio.com, or
Let's go.
reach out to us at 437-778-3299. Let's hear from you. We are here serving you 24/7.
Okay. That's good
Uh,
to know. I have to start practicing that for my show.
I'll send you. I'll send it to you later.
Send me,
Don't
send,
worry.
send me that. Send me that. Send me that.
All right. So
Yeah.
before that beautiful transition, right? You
Mhm.
were roughing up the people a little bit too much, right?
Listen, I'm hugging you with my arms wide
Okay.
open.
All
Nothing but
right.
love in my heart for you. But stop.
Yes.
Just stop.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
It, and is it hard? Yes. But you had to have adapted a habit for it to be a habit,
Yeah.
which means it's going to take time for you to adopt a new habit.
Absolutely.
And so
Absolutely.
the word that comes to play is awareness. Are you even aware that that's an issue, right? Hey,
Mm-hmm.
Miss Chevelle, all the way from Jamaica. How you doing, girl?
Hey, jam down. Hello.
Yes, honey. People are in the building.
Yes.
Yeah, and so when we think about how
Mm,
to stop,
yeah.
it's find the people who can help you,
Mm,
right? We don't need to do bad all by ourselves. We don't need to create we don't need to create the mountains,
mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
You have a
Yep.
business thing, call me. Let me just get you through that real quick. You have
Mm-hmm.
a performance issue, call me. I'm a high performance coach. I have guys who've gone to different professional basketball leagues. I have people who have got great entertainment businesses, you name it, I can coach it. Because
Yes.
why? Performance is performance. Whether you're, whatever you're doing, it requires performance.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so find the right people. If your history is
Mm-hmm.
holding you back, call Felicia, rooted in resilience. Please do.
Yes, I'll be gentle with you. Don't worry. This is the difference between a coach, guys, and a therapist.
That's it. But you're right. A coach is designed to guide you
Yes.
with your potential. We ain't here to solve your problems. Like the problem is you need to stop, and then you need to go. This is what it is, right? We're here to push you to that potential. The therapist is here to help you walk through the emotional side of it, right?
Absolutely. I love
So
all the emotions. I love it. Right?
yeah,
I love to explore when it's like, I can't. I said, okay, tell me more about the I can't, you know?
you see
That's,
it
but
there.
you're like, no, stop, stop. And you're like,
I like the emotions of I like to win. Because that's an emotion
okay.
too. People always
Mm-hmm.
put emotions to me to the negative side. They always think it's
Mm-hmm.
being sad and depressed. No, I have emotions every day. It's called winning, ambition,
Mm-hmm.
grind,
Mm-hmm.
hustle. Like those are my emotions. I've trained myself to have those at the forefront. Are there days where
Yeah.
yes, I want to strangle a cat?
Mm-hmm.
But I
And
don't know
I'll,
how to give in to those anymore.
yeah. And I'll take it a step deeper, right? No emotion is bad.
No, I
Not
agree.
even one. They're all information. When you have the drive, when you have the ambition, that's information. And when
Yes,
you're feeling sad, when you're feeling low and depressed, that's also information. It's just a matter of, are we willing to listen and tune into it to see
yes,
what it's trying to say to us, right?
yes. Very much like business. They're
Yeah.
indicators, right? We call KPIs
Hey.
key performance indicators. That's exactly what emotions are. They're indicators. If you are feeling anxious about something, it's because maybe the product hasn't been researched properly. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
the concept of your service is not modeled, is not good.
Yes.
If it's happiness, it's because you've come to a conclusion that you've produced the best work that you can produce and
Yes.
somebody sees value in it. If you get
Absolutely.
anger, it's because you can't figure out a formula or your
Mm-hmm.
cogs or your break even analysis. And
Okay,
so
you need to break down what COGS is, and because you're there with all these like RESPECT, and you're like, and if it's anyone like me, I'm like COGS. What is that? What is KPI? What is
I know I
RESP?
don't have any acronyms. Like I mean, my whole business is acronyms. Like Empire, people think it's like, oh, your business. No, Empire stands for evolving multiple, innovative, progressive, resilient empires. Like it stands for something. BOSS, business operations systems and skills. DRIP, drive resilience, innovation, and progression. KPI is key performance indicator. COGS, cost of goods and services. ROI, return on investment. It's a language, right? And so never get when you get into business, understand the first thing you need to understand is the language of business. There are terms, just like how you use terms in therapy. Like today, someone said EFT, and I was like, "Are you cursing at me? Because I'm come through the screen. I'm gonna show you what brain fish really be like." No, I'm just joking. You know, you know. But that's why I said, could you just break down what that acronym means, right? Because
Absolutely,
it's the way we talk, and it's a language. You know, so
absolutely,
to have the
absolutely,
capacity is to learn the language, and that's why
absolutely.
I'm good at what I do because I learn your craft really well. So if you say to me,
Mm,
I'm a therapist, I'm gonna like, okay, back, and I'll do the research. What
mm-hmm.
are how do therapists? What are their base foundations, their skills? What's their key KPIs? Like I go through it
Yeah.
because I understand the business applies to any craft in the world,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
right?
Absolutely.
So you just have to dig into it and learn it.
Mm-hmm. So, one of the theories that one of the acronyms you've been hearing lately is CBT, so cognitive behavioral therapy,
Therapy.
right? And so, what that frame or modality, there we go, the word
Mhm.
came to me, that
I
modality
was
would
about to say that
say,
because I learned that today too. Modality.
yeah, modality, yeah. Right? It's that our thoughts influence our emotions or our feelings, which influences the way that we behave, right? And
Yes.
at the core, when we think about when we're doing work up here, we're doing head work and we're trying to think about like our thoughts and our cognitions, right? We try to see like I guess the connections between how our thoughts are driving the way that we think, which is driving the way that we feel and behave, right? So when you think about just even like, emotional capacity
Hmm.
and the way that people really think about themselves, What have you noticed? Like, what's the trend that you've been seeing in your clients when they maybe they haven't done the research and then they begin to look down on themselves that they're a bad leader when really it may just be some steps that they need to take, but they're so stuck and that it means that they're a bad leader because they don't know, they
Mhm.
step into rooms and they don't know all the language, and it begins
Mm,
to impact the way that they see their identity and the way that they
right.
feel about themselves.
The one thing I see
Hmm.
is that it's a copycat syndrome.
All right, break.
Someone has a better post
Yeah.
than what you're capable of making. You tend to start thinking about how that person is better than you,
So
right?
comparison.
Comparison
Hmm.
could be of all evils. Now, I'm big on competition. I
Hmm.
believe, like people say, collaboration over competition. It's not. I believe in it, but I don't peddle it to everybody because if you don't understand what your competition is doing, then you can't compete,
Hmm.
right? And at the end of the day, there's only so many dollars in that industry, some bigger than others. But the bigger the industry, the more competitive it is to get the dollar. And in
Hmm.
business, you're here to get the dollar.
Hmm.
You're not here to hold hands and skip down the road, right?
But I want to sing Kumbaya. Come on.
You can, by all
Don't,
means, but don't
don't.
ask me about your rent or your mortgage. You're gonna be singing
Hey,
Kumbaya to the bank. They're gonna sing.
hey, it's my show, you know. Don't rough me up like that. See how I grab onto my pillow? I say, hey,
I'm done. This is the mental health hour right here on Love the Afrobeat Music Talk Radio.
yes,
Push the
ma'am.
tempo. Yeah, but
Oh, my
but
goodness.
that's what it is. It's like when we talk about, like, people don't know how to
Yeah.
compete. I find there's a lot of people who do not know how to compete. The moment they get any competition, they shrivel up in a ball. Well, they have a better posting and they have this and they have that. Well, then get up in the morning time and instead of scrolling through your phone, go to your computer and work your competition angle, right? At some point, you're going to be able to collaborate. But I'm going to collaborate with people whose services complement mine because I'm not fitting to sit down here and fight for the same dollar you're fighting for,
Hmm.
right? Unless we're in the same industry but two different lanes,
Hmm.
as I learned in therapy, right? They're psychotherapists who deal in different modalities. So they can collaborate because this one's talking about and only serves kids or talks about this specific thing. And this person's talking about going back to work after an accident, right? Both therapists, different modalities. So in business,
Hey,
right?
yes.
That feeling is
Hmm.
piping. Okay, I'm
All
dropping it.
right. Okay. Hmm.
Right? But that's how, when I look at business, I find that a lot of people, they don't know how to compete and they
Yeah.
get in their head, not because they don't know what they do, they just don't know who they are in the game.
Absolutely. And I think that that comes from somewhere, right? That feeling of if I'm competing, it means blank.
Hmm.
So if I'm competing, it means I'm not good enough, or and their confidence begins to wane. There's these negative core beliefs that ends up popping up from underneath the surface that people are
Hmm.
like, if I could compete, I just can't win.
Yeah. And you know what I tell those people? Up your game, level up your drip,
Mm.
right? Boss up. Because it's, like I had a basketball company for over a decade.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've
Mm-hmm.
seen a lot of players come through.
Yeah.
And there's a saying. I
Mm.
love me and my sayings. I'm getting into sayings in 2026. This saying
Yes.
said, um, hard work will beat talent when talent doesn't work hard, right?
Mm-hmm.
There were kids who came into the gym and couldn't bounce the ball to save their life, and there were kids who came in and naturally affinity to the sport and could dribble, but they rested on their talent, while the other person rested on hard work. Right? They came
Mm-hmm.
in, they were doing ball handling. Let's say 10 hours a week, while somebody who naturally could ball handle was doing it for 2 hours a week.
Mhm.
Over time, the talent starts here, the hard work is here. But if they're going, this is what tends to happen, right?
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
it's the same in business and in emotions. Emotions capacity just means you have the ability to regulate better, right?
Mhm.
Capacity means you have the ability to be more aware, be able to
Mhm.
execute, be able to implement and
Mhm.
evaluate. So when two people are here in emotions in the same industry, the same business, let's say there's nothing different. What's
Mhm.
going to put this person up here is their emotional capacity,
Mhm.
right? If this
Yeah.
person practices drive, resilience, innovation, and progression, and this person is not practicing anything but self-loathing, rationales as to why they can't do anything, then this is how it will sit, right? They
Mhm.
may inch up
Mhm.
a little bit, but and that's it.
Yeah.
That's it,
Absolutely.
right? So you got to put in the work. There's no
Mhm.
excuse for that.
Mhm.
There's no,
Mhm.
you know, much times I wish that I could think about a six pack and wake up and pull up my top. It has not yet manifested. So what do I gotta do? I gotta do a crunch. I gotta go to the. I gotta eat better. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it
It's
happens
like you're
in
sitting in my therapy room because I say that to my clients all the time, right? Especially when it comes to like, one of the common questions that I get is how long will it take for me to go through therapy? And I'm like, well, it just depends. It depends, right?
exactly.
Like
Are you
what
willing
we're
to put in the
doing,
work?
yeah, right?
Hmm.
So when you are actively putting the things that we're talking about into place,
Hmm.
right? You build muscle. And I say the same thing. I said, if I go to the gym tomorrow and I say, I'm going to work out tomorrow, and then I work out, I do all my crunches, and will I get a six pack the next day? And everybody said no. I said, don't rough me up like that, man. Come on.
Please,
Right?
man. Thank you.
I'm like, I know this is an honest space, but come on.
Yeah, yeah, right?
Right? But then I said, exactly. So then, when it comes to certain things in your life that you're hoping to see change takes time, change takes repetition, right?
100%.
And it takes an ability to be willing to pivot even when it's hard,
Yes.
because
And
pivoting is not easy.
it's not easy, but it's a skill.
It
It's
is.
a skill that you can discipline yourself into, right? I mean,
Absolutely.
think about it. If you cook a meal and it didn't turn out the way you wanted it to, do you go
Yeah.
back and buy the same ingredients and cook the same meal again? Or do you do a little research and say, okay, so I forgot this item. So
Forget
let
the
me just put
salt.
that in. I mean, if you forget the salt, you shouldn't be cooking. I mean, just that's
Right,
just
girl, take time with the people, them, no man. I said, take
that because
time.
stop cooking like basic. But yeah, that's it, right? But it's true,
I'm
right?
gonna
Or you
tell.
might have salted it too much.
I'm gonna tell Tybee. Okay, Tybee, she's not behaving herself.
Can't talk to me, but can't talk to Mr. T-Bone. Me, Mr. T, love DJ, honey. Oh Lord, we love our producer. Shout
We
out to Mr.
do.
T up here. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, shout outs. But yeah, but that's
Mhm.
what it is.
Mhm.
It's if the recipe is not working, fix the recipe.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So
Mhm.
again, I think we're circling back to intention, right?
Yes,
Change takes intention and it takes time. I think
yes.
I don't know
And it
what
takes action.
action, right?
Mhm.
And I don't know, and maybe you could give me your take on it, but I feel like we're always in want of things that are instant. We want instant
Oh,
noodles. We want our food hot in 30 seconds.
mhm.
Like there comes a patience, especially when it comes to running a business. Change and growth takes time. That's one thing I'm learning as a business owner. I'm here, what, 3 now? And
Yeah.
I realize that growth takes time. Patient, and other business leaders that I've talked to, they're like, just be patient with it. It will come. And I said, it will come. All right. Just can you give me a date with that, please? You know, you're talking
And
about,
you can get the date if you decide,
tell
like
me.
case in point. You
Mm.
know, there's a special event coming. You want to wear a dress or you want to wear whatever outfit and you want to look good. What's
Ooh,
the first
yes,
thing you
Chad.
do right off the bat?
Uh,
You start working out, you start eating properly. Why? Because you have a deadline. I want to go to this event, whether it's a wedding or whatever, and I want to look good. And so what do you start doing? You start being conscious of everything because
mm-hmm.
there's that goal. I want to fit in this dress. And so I have to make sure that I'm drinking my water and I'm working out and I'm getting enough sleep. All of a sudden, you become the guru of all things because the want is so bad. Like it's obsessive, right?
Mm.
And so you start doing the things you need to do. But what happens when there's no deadlines? When there's no pressure? Could you imagine a coal turning into a piece of diamond on its own time?
Oh, that would be so lovely.
It would be, but it's like next to impossible, right?
Or
Like
if, or
how long?
or if
How
we
long would you wait?
or if we grill our chicken, and then after we're done grilling our chicken and our barbecue, that piece of coal turns into a diamond.
Girl, I don't know what you're on right now. What?
Think about
This
it.
girl said barbecue some chicken. I waited for the coal to turn into a diamond. You know what? It probably get there faster because you know why? There's still pressure on it. It's hot. It's
That's
burning
right.
coal, right?
Yes.
But that's what people don't realize. It's like give
Mm.
yourself a deadline. Like I wanted to
Yes.
make what I was making at work in my career by year two. I did that
Mm-hmm. Yes.
because I said I'm giving myself 2 years to get to that goal.
Yep.
No more, no less, which meant that there were nights that instead of me hanging out and being on the phone with my girls, I'm here at my desk banging it out. There's
Mm-hmm.
times where I took on more than I probably could have handled because, but I was going to do this. I was going to stay up all night. I was going to do this. I was going to do that. Yes, you hear balance, blah, blah. I didn't hear any of that. That was
We
all
need
silent.
balance. All
Yeah,
right.
balance in my bank account, honey. That's where I need my balance. Me no need balance for sleep in my bank account, right? But it was
Uh,
temporary. It wasn't a
yeah.
long term thing. It
Mm-hmm.
was me doing what I had to do to get where I needed to go, and then
Mm-hmm.
sitting back to reflect. Okay, how could I do this smarter? How
Mm-hmm.
could I do it stronger? How could I do it wiser?
Mm-hmm.
And then boom.
Yes. Mm-hmm. See, this is where we have the coach and the therapist, right?
Yeah, girl, you know you're trying to tell me to like drink water and
Yes.
mind my business. I'm
Yes. You need
trying
some
to.
balance. You need some balance in your life, man. Come on.
But there
We
is
need
to me
balance.
balance is like and it's a definition for the person.
Yeah.
If you think balance is 2 hours here, 2 hours there, 2 hours there, that could be balance. For
Mm-hmm.
me, balance is go hard, rest.
Mm-hmm.
Go hard again, rest. Right?
Mm-hmm.
There's days I don't need to sleep for 8 hours. I'm good with 4, and I'll still bang out a productive day. But then there's weeks where I'll say, okay, yeah, you know what, I'm gonna knock off at 6 or 7 instead of being working till 10 or 12. Every person is different. You got to find your
Yeah.
flow. I don't
Yeah.
think it's a cookie cutter approach in any
Mm-hmm.
sense or form, right? There's
Mm-hmm.
people like me who get up 3:30 in the morning and function beautifully, and then there's people who can
Wow.
stay up past 12
That's
and
amazing.
right.
And I know that there's people that can really function like that, and I'm like, dang,
100%.
that's amazing.
Literally, I
Right?
can solve world peace 10 minutes in the morning time, but in the
Wow.
afternoon,
Yes. Oh, we
oh,
have in the chat. I appreciate Miss J's realness. I have reached great milestones because of her approach. Merci, chérie.
oh, mon ami, you're most my love. Yes, and that's why I'm saying like,
Yes.
it's like
Hmm.
therapy.
Yeah.
You have to find the coach that aligns with you,
Yes.
right? And
Absolutely.
if you're super
Absolutely.
emotional, I'm not that coach for you. I will tell
Hmm.
you this now because why? Because if you told
Mm.
me you said you want to win, yes,
3
chincha.
a.m. crew.
He's a
Oh,
3 a.m.er.
whoa.
There,
Whoa.
our meetings start 5:30 in the morning. 5:30, 6 o'clock a.m. She is on the screen, ready, dressed
Wow.
to the nine, and ready to put in the business work.
Wow.
Right. So it's about finding the alignments
Yes.
and knowing who you can and can't work for. But be
Yes.
careful that you don't try to find someone who's going to coddle you if you're trying to win or compete. I'm going to say that,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
If you're looking to win, You got to
Mhm.
find that coach is going to push you past your limits. He's going to take you out of your
Absolutely.
comfort zone. He's going to give you focus and foresight. Who's
Yeah.
going to, teach you the demands of your passion, right? A lot of people have great ideas, and then when I tell them how much they have to do to achieve it, all of a sudden, "No, I don't know if I'm really. I mean, that's more of a hobby, right?" When it came on the screen, it was, "Mister, my life is dedicated to it. I can't live without it." Okay, so do this, that, and the other. Oh well, it's not. I don't do it that much per se, but
Mhm. Mhm.
it's really,
A-
really about what you want.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I love that you talked about goal setting. And I'm not talking about New Year's resolutions because, yeah, but I'm talking about just sustainable goals that you can build and work towards,
Yeah.
right, over time.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something that I do with my clients in therapy, right? That's the first session. I tell them, don't expect too much in the first session, right? We're going
Mm-hmm.
through our informed consent, we're doing our intake session, and we're setting up our goals for therapy. And I'm usually like shocked when some people are like, "Oh, I've never done goals in therapy," but they see such a value in it because when we review
Yeah.
them,
Yeah.
and they're like, "Oh my gosh, I made that goal," and I'm like, you did
Yep.
that, right?
You did that.
So it's
100%.
important. Yeah, it's important because you need to know, you need to have some sort of measure, because sometimes if we just do it willy-nilly and we're like, well, we've been seeing each other for so long and I don't know if anything's changing. But if you can actually have something written down that you could be like, oh my gosh, I actually see a progression in this area,
Mm-hmm.
going to your drip progression, right?
Yeah.
Hey. Right. Right. Yeah, I think it's important. So I love that similarity between the, even the therapy world and the coaching world, right? That you
100%.
need to have that goal. What are your thoughts on having long-term goals and short-term goals? So sometimes we could have that bigger goal that may take a little bit more time, and then you kind of break it down into smaller chunks until you get
Mm-hmm.
there.
Yes.
What is your take on that?
My philosophy is very much the same. I
Mhm.
say small steps lead to big change,
Say that
right?
again.
Small steps
Mhm.
lead to
Oh,
big change.
yes, I like
Yes,
that.
big change.
Yes.
Yes, because little goals could be a very intimidating word to a lot of
Mm,
people, and they don't understand that the objectives are the things you have to accomplish to meet
absolutely.
the goal, right? So
Mhm.
small steps. If it takes you to wake up an hour earlier so you could put an hour more into your business, you're winning.
Mhm.
That's a
Mhm.
small step, right? And for some, that's huge because they don't wake up early naturally. So they have to
Mhm.
train themselves. So I'll just use a quick example because I know we got to wrap up shortly. Quick
Mhm.
example to that is if you're trying to wake up early, don't try to wake up. Like you say, I want to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning, and you normally wake up at 8. Don't try to set your alarm for 5 o'clock the next day. You
Mhm.
will have effectively crushed your goal. Like,
Mhm.
but if you put 7:45 and then the next day 7:30 and just do it in 15-minute increments until you get to 5 a.m., then little steps, big goal. You've now infused 3 hours extra a day into your business, which equates, if you do 5 days a week, 15 hours, you do that for the month, that's 60 hours more
Mhm.
that doesn't feel as painful to get to,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
So
Absolutely.
yeah, so set just small steps,
I love
small
that.
incremental steps.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So you are listening to the Mental Health Hour on Love Bay Afrobeat Music and Talk Radio. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, and download our apps from the Apple App Store or Google Play. Visit our website to donate. Come on. Your support helps us continue serving our community. Join us on our website at www.lovebay-afrobeatmusicradio, so that's LUVBAY dash Afro Beat Musi radio.com, or reach out to us at 437-778-3299. Let's hear from you because we are here to serve you 24/7.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, what are some practical steps that people can use to begin to widen that emotional capacity?
Call Miss J. And I will stretch that out. Stretch it.
Yes.
The first thing I want to say to you to do is build your drive, right? Get obsessed with what you want, that
Mm,
nothing will stop you from getting it.
yes.
Be resilient, right? Expect the challenges. The hurdles are there, but if you strengthen your wings, you can fly over them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Stay innovative. There's
Mm-hmm.
always another way. And be progressive. Understand that it's not about 3 steps forward, 2 steps back. It's about
Mm,
every step gives you the next step.
yes.
So
Yes.
just stay present in the step, and that way
Mm-hmm.
you never have to go back. You can
Mm-hmm.
just continuously move forward.
Oh, wow. When's your book coming out? It's coming
Ah,
out.
girl, I can barely write a caption. Uh, you want me out here trying to write a book?
All right. All right. When's your caption coming out?
Oh, just be done.
Oh my god. I need to behave
Woo!
myself today, Love Bay family.
No,
Come on.
2027, I'm gonna have a book.
All right.
2027, I'm gonna start
Okay.
my book. Yes,
All
2026 is
right.
the year of growth.
You heard it right
2027.
here.
I always say, listen, I'll write my book when I've achieved what I wanted to achieve. That's what I believe. I believe that
Okay.
writing books for the sake of writing a book because I had two great
Mm.
experiences does not qualify me to tell you to go
Ooh.
do what I'm doing. When
All
you
right.
see me cutting that millie, you will feel
Okay.
it.
All right.
Okay?
Okay. The Millie. The Millie.
That millie,
Okay. Yes,
honey.
child. Yes, child. I always love to kind of talk to the next generation when in my shows in some way, shape, or form, or parents that are parenting obviously the next generation. And
Mhm.
we have little entrepreneurs that are out there, and I hope some little entrepreneurs are able to listen to even some aspects of our conversation tonight. What would you say to young aspiring entrepreneurs that dream of owning their own business one day?
Just do it. Famous words of
Mm,
Nike. Just do it.
mhm,
You will. There's enough resources now for you to build a business, and they're doing it out there. Whether you're an
mhm,
influencer, you're coding, or you're
mhm,
doing social enterprises or community work, right?
mhm,
Allow yourself to go big.
mm,
No parameters.
mhm,
No parameters. Just allow yourself to go big. The bigger the vision, the better.
mm,
And I would
mhm.
tell them this: if you don't have a seat at the table, you're on the menu. Get the seat.
Say that again.
So I said, if you don't have a seat at the table, you're on the menu,
Mm,
right?
mhm,
So just grab your seat, listen, learn, observe, and then act. That's it.
mhm.
Yeah.
And what would you say to our young people that people tell them that their dream is impossible, that they can't do it? What would you say to them?
That they're right if they're them. Yeah, they're
Mhm,
right. If they say to you it's impossible, say yes. If it's you, yes, it is impossible. But if it's me, spread your wings. Let's fly.
mhm,
Move on,
mhm.
right?
Yes. Absolutely. And what would you say to parents that are parenting these young little entrepreneurs?
Don't inhibit them or prevent them with
Mm-hmm.
your lived experience. Point
Mm-hmm.
them in the right direction to someone who knows and is in the industry of what they do. And let
Mm-hmm.
that person, there's a book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. It was exactly
Mm-hmm.
that. He loved his father, but his father didn't have the skills to teach him how to be a millionaire. So he found the millionaire, right?
Mm-hmm.
And more times than not, parents try to be the everything.
Mm-hmm.
Don't. If I don't know how to do it, I'm going to find somebody to teach my child how to do it.
Mhm.
Therefore, I'm giving him the best odds of success.
Mhm.
But just because I may have an idea or I'm aware of it doesn't make me an expert. And too many
Mhm.
parents think they're experts,
Mhm.
right? And they try to guide their children, and then that poor kid grows up so disillusioned and so lacking so many skills that when they finally figure out, they'll be like, yo, my mom's an idiot. Like, she didn't know what she was
Mhm.
talking about. By that time, it's 10 years in, right?
Mhm.
So just step out the
Mhm.
way. Step out the
Yeah.
way and put them where they're going to learn what they need to know.
Mhm. Absolutely. And with any business, right? Like you make mistakes. So many
Oh,
mistakes.
oh, that's life.
Oh, so much mistakes, and oh gosh, so much mistakes. Oh,
Yeah, I feel like you're getting, you had some mistakes.
oh man, so much mistakes. But it's just you could either see it as something that prevents you from moving forward, or something that drives you forward. You know, like okay, it's okay. You can have that one day and eat your ketchup chips,
One for each thigh.
one
But
for each side, right?
yeah, but it goes
I'm
back to
not
what you
talking
were
from
saying.
experience.
Nah, none
Uh,
whatsoever.
you know, and for those who are in Canada, we love our ketchup chips here. For
Yes, we
most of the
do.
part,
Can't be
we
mad at
love
it.
them. They're
Can't be
so
mad.
good. They're so
But you know
good.
what that attaches to what we said earlier?
Mm-hmm.
It's data, right?
Mm-hmm.
If
Mm-hmm.
you can assimilate what you've learned from the mistake, that is
Yes,
data that's going to help you to not repeat the mistake,
absolutely,
right?
absolutely.
It's like they say insanity is banging your head against the wall and expecting different results.
Mm-hmm.
So if you made
Yeah.
a mistake and you keep repeating it, that's just sheer stupidity. And like, I'm gonna be real with you. You're doing it over and over, expecting something different.
Mm-hmm.
It's not gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be able to pivot.
Absolutely, absolutely. And resilience isn't about not feeling any emotion at all.
Mm-mm.
You feel it. You
A
feel it
100%.
deeply.
Yeah.
And but it's about that getting up the next day, or if it's not the next day, at least the day after. Get up,
Get
shake
up
yourself
in the next hour. Like, you don't need to wallow in it. Yes, I know. I'm going to tell you this. Do not wallow in it. Like, because I think about it. If you're
up.
hanging from a cliff,
Yeah.
you trying to wait till tomorrow to figure out you got to get up.
Yes, yes.
You're ready. Like, you're finna get up. You're finding every angle. Where can I put my foot? Is there a tree I could grab? I'm yelling help,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
When
Mm-hmm.
we're in a pressure situation, it's amazing how innovative we become,
Yes,
right?
yes,
But when we're in
yes,
a comfortable situation, now we're waiting for things to get better before I could tackle it. And no,
yes.
no, everything I do, I look at it as I'm on the cliff. So if it's not going to happen, I got to figure out a way. There's no way I'm telling my client that I can't be there. I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to figure out a way to show up on the screen for their session. And in 3 years, I can tell you I've maybe out of just sheer sick, maybe 2 or 3 times out of 3 years have I missed coaching,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because
Mm-hmm.
I role model that if I can show up and I'm human and I have a family, I'm a wife, I'm a caregiver, I'm a mom, like I'm the whole nine. You can't
Mm-hmm.
tell me you can't show up for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Because I show
Mm-hmm.
up for myself. I don't show up for the client. I show up for me, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
it tells me every time I press on the Zoom screen or I show up in a meeting, it tells me, Jay, you can do this. Nothing can
Mm-hmm.
hold you down. So why
Mm-hmm.
am I running with the chickens when I could be flying with the eagles? Damn it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right?
Oh, what do you do to reward your effort? Like when you show up when it was hard, how do you celebrate those wins?
I don't. I live a lifestyle that I love. I don't
Mm,
need to celebrate, and
mm.
for when you're getting into business, but I've been doing this for 30 years. At this point, I
Girl,
have
how you? What you
huh?
started when you were 2 months?
He's so much.
You're welcome.
No, honestly, it's you get to a
Yeah.
point where, my husband and I, we always say this all the time.
Mm,
When do we stop? We never do. Why? Because now that we've built what we've wanted to build for ourselves, now it's about our children and their legacy, right? So I celebrate, I celebrate big, right? We celebrate and bought an estate. That's what we
mm,
celebrated on. We celebrate and buy luxury cars. That's what we
yeah.
celebrate. We celebrate and open up, mutual funds portfolios. That's how we celebrate, right?
Mm,
We don't like to, if we do something small, we're at that point where it has to be big enough to be a thing, if that makes
mhm,
sense, right?
mhm,
But we
mhm,
all started small. We started
mhm,
when we made our first full time jobs. Oh, let's go celebrate. You know what I mean?
mhm.
But now it's like, okay, the next celebration is our next property,
Yes. We
right?
have here, she shows up for sure.
Thank you, Rose, with Carrie. Make sure you check out her
Yes.
episode. Yes, but
Absolutely.
yeah, right.
Absolutely.
And so when you set your not just your standard, but when you set the mark of when to celebrate, then work towards
Mm,
it, right?
mhm,
Because you'll start to see that the smaller stuff was great for in that moment, but
mhm,
now you're here and you want something bigger in life, then
mhm.
celebrate by getting it. I don't care
That's
what it
it.
is.
Mhm.
Remodeling your kitchen, celebrate.
Ooh, that'd be
Yeah,
nice.
that's
Yeah.
okay. You don't always have to buy a new house.
Mhm.
This day and age, you can just refresh your house and
Mhm.
feel nice about life, right?
Mhm.
If you
Mhm.
want a fireplace, go build one on there. If you
Mhm.
want a closet, go and pull out what you have there and restructure it so that you can fit everything in it. Your castle
Mm.
is how you make it. It's not what you buy.
Mm. That's another episode, you know.
Mm.
Well, Miss J, I want to ask if you could leave one last thing with our Love Bay family tonight, what would it be?
Mm. Spread your wings and fly. The
Mm.
sky is not the limit, it's just the first level. There's a
Mhm.
whole universe to explore. And
Mhm.
so, when you wake up and open your eyes, you've already won.
Yeah.
So when you take that first breath, don't deny the greatness that comes with it.
Mm. Woo! All right, girl. All right.
Yeah.
So as we come to the end of tonight's Insight Hour, I want to extend a sincere thank you to Josette Miss J. Holness for sharing her wisdom, her lived experience, and grounded perspective with us this evening. Tonight's conversation reminded us that emotional capacity is not a soft skill or a luxury, it is a real business asset and one that allows us to lead, to build, and sustain success without losing ourselves in the process. If something from tonight resonated with you, I invite you to take a moment to reflect and to choose one small intentional shift that supports your well being this week. And as a reminder, the show is for education, insight, and community dialogue. It is not a substitute for therapy or professional mental health care. If you're feeling impacted, please reach out to a qualified mental health professional or trusted support. So, thank you to everyone who tuned in, shared in our chat, commented, and continue to support the Mental Health Hour. Be sure to like, follow, subscribe, and download the Love Bay Radio app and support the station if you're able. Your support helps keep these conversations going. So until next time, Love Bay family, peace out.